What?
I thought I was next.
Who are you?
What do you mean, who am I'm very famous. What do you mean? Do you
Okay, I'm not sure I know
Do you not
you.
have your glasses on?
Come on, I don't have my glasses on. Come
I know
a little
you're
closer.
old and vain
Not
and
too
everything,
close.
but-
Don't close.
Oh, that's right, yeah. Mhm.
Okay, so look into the camera, let them see who you are, because I don't know who you are. What is your name?
My name is Genevieve Joy.
Wait a minute. Genevieve Joy?
Yeah.
Did you make that up?
I did not.
Oh, you are so not telling the truth. Your name is Joy.
Because
your mother's name is
Genevieve.
Davis. I know, I hate to bring up your mother right now.
No, you
but
have to bring up. Do you have to bring up Davis?
Davis.
Somebody named somebody Genevieve Joy, and then they tag Davis on the end of it.
But isn't that your name,
No,
Genevieve?
it's masculine and blue
And your
collar,
name
and,
wasn't
I
even-
am not either of those
It
things.
wasn't even Genevieve. What was your first name?
It is Genevieve.
No, that's not what she named you.
Yes, she named me Genevieve.
That's
actually.
what she told me.
That's right, Genevieve. Because my mom and dad.
Davis.
My mom and dad were in France when they found out they were having a baby, so they got all inspired and they were like, Genevieve! Then they come home to reality, which in their case was America, and they were like, meet our kid, everyone, this is Genevieve! And then people were like, ho ho, oui oui! And then they were like, no, we're not French, just incredibly pretentious. So
Okay, I'm going to give you the stage for your Genevieve
for my
Joy.
Shakespeare
For your
monologue.
Shakespearean, please not. Yes, because you will never do what Bonnie Schneider just did.
You don't know what I'm capable of. I could top yours, probably.
My Shakespeare? I am a good Shakespearean actor. Okay, so this is Genevieve Joy, an amazing stand-up. I've watched many of her shows, and they always leave me laughing. But she has a challenge today because she has to do 5 minutes of stand-up that is not racy, is clean, because that's not what she's known for. So I assume she's going to talk about her mother, Genevieve Joy.
Actually, I wasn't planning on talking about my mother because I think she's watching with the kids right now. So what I was going to talk about, yes, I am a comedian, but like most comedians in Los Angeles, I only do that as like a side hustle. My real passion is being a Lyft driver, which honestly, though, it's the best job in the world because you get these people in your car and they're basically your hostages. Like, they can't go anywhere, right? And if you get them into traffic, then you have them for a good long time. And then I can tell them all my jokes and stories, and if they laugh, then everybody has fun. And if they don't, then I give them a 1-star rating. They know what they did. So I used to get the best people, too. Like, one time, I picked up these 4 Hasidic Jews, and they were teenagers, but you would never have known that because they looked like little men. Like, they had the hi-hats and the Shirley Temples and the little fringe outfits and everything, right? And they were punks, and they got in the car, and they wanted their own music. So they asked me for this auxiliary cord, and, like, I enjoy Yiddish house music as much as the next person, but you don't know where you're going until you've already committed to the ride. So it was almost an hour of and they're like waving their arms around and having the best time. I'm like, where are we even going? And the one who was like the leader, the one who sat up front, he's like, we're going to a wedding. We weren't invited, but I heard from somebody who's there that the bride and groom are crying because no one wants to dance. So we're going to save the wedding and do a mitzvah. I hope you don't mind the smell of booze. And then he pulls out a bottle, like a Poland Spring bottle, but like it's not water, you know what I mean? Like from under the seat. And I'm like, wait a minute. You are not old enough. And he goes, according to the Talmud, women. So, and then I love to drive. My favorite night to drive is Valentine's Day. Because if you ever want your life put into perspective, drive drunk women around on Valentine's Day. This girl gets into the car. Well, all right, so it was late, and I was almost ready to quit. And then I get this ping, and it was somebody named Crystal outside of some club. And I'm like, do I really want to deal with a Crystal from a club? And then I was like, of course I do. So I knew exactly who she was immediately. She's standing outside. She's wearing this itty-bitty skirt and these, like, broken stilettos with, like, the mascara tears, like the black stripes going down her face. And she's holding one of those long stem roses that the hobos peddle around to the single women in the bars. And she gets in the car, and I like to listen to 80s power ballads when I drive at night. I like 50s in the morning, and, so I had that song on that's like, almost paradise. paradise, right? So she gets in the car, and of course Crystal wants to sit in the front. And she's like, could we change this music to something that won't make me cry? And I was like, oh yeah, okay. And then she goes, I don't know if you can tell, I haven't had a very good night. And I said, well, if it makes you feel better, I didn't have much of a Valentine's Day. And she goes, oh no, did your boyfriend tell you that he was working, but really he was at the Clippers game with your best friend's mom? And the only reason you found out is because you went to a bar alone to watch some basketball and saw them make out on the kiss cam. And I was like, ooh, Crystal, you win. Wonder whatever happened to her. But see now, like, it was the best job ever until, like this pesky virus came around. It made being in an enclosed space with people, like, dangerous. So now, you know how hard it is to get strangers to talk to you and hang out with you during a pandemic? I have to call those, like, customer service lines and wait forever to get somebody on the phone. Like, you ever notice that it takes forever to get somebody at unemployment? In my defense, I actually was calling for help, but once I got him on the phone, I couldn't let him go. I kept this guy on for like 45 minutes, just like practicing all my jokes, and he's like, hey, I'm glad I could solve your problem, but I've got other callers. I'm like, wait, just one more. My cat did something really cute. Don't you want to hear about it? And he's like, yeah, okay. And I'm like, okay, bye. It's nice to talk to you. I have a podcast. Listen to it. And he's like, I will. He'll never listen to it. That's okay. Anyway, what else? At least I don't have kids. My sister has 5 kids. Sucks to be her. And, that used to be like everyone used to give me a hard time for not having kids. My niece, she's the oldest one. She actually pulled me aside last Thanksgiving. And she was like, Genevieve, I know you live in California, where everybody lies about their age and everybody has Botox. But your insides know how old you are. And I know how old you are. I'm just saying. TikTok. She's a bitch. I'm spelling it because I'm not supposed to say the word out loud on this church thing. Anyway, I found out that my niece is right. I am not young and I am not woke because I have a dog. And I brought this dog to the Petco, right? And this, first of all, the dog is wearing a bow because she's a lady. Her name's Old Aunt Mildred. And I'm walking this dog in there, and this kid who's at the register, he actually says to me, looks at the dog and goes, how old are they? And I said, oh, there's just one dog. And then he goes, no, how old are they? And I'm like, one dog. And then, at this point, he's kind of being a jerk because, he knows, I'm sorry, but where I come from, they means plural. So he goes, but how old are they? And I'm like, I'm sorry, is there some second dog that I'm not seeing? And he's like, I don't know the gender of your dog. I'm like, she's wearing a bow. Oh, you're afraid of offending the gender of my dog? Like maybe it's a guy, but she's confused today? Anyway, that happened. So...
No, you're good. You're good. I've got this.
Oh, the germs. That's right.
No, that's right. It's all. We're doing our best to be COVID safe here, and we're so glad. I miss seeing you and your beautiful face here on Sunday. So
it's so nice to be in here.
So, I know that was brilliant on the Lyft driving. Is there anything else that happens in your world during COVID? Because obviously the stand-up clubs are closed.
A lot of making videos of my cat.
Go ahead, plug.
My cat. I have a cat. He has an Instagram. It's called The Cat Named Rooster. And also my dog, Old Aunt Mildred, she has her own too. I'm very active with the animals.
That's good. And a podcast.
And a podcast,
which
Just
is?
Genevieve. And then I have a second podcast on Patreon that's called More Than Just Genevieve. So,
there you go.
I'm doing
so,
stuff.
For some holiday fun and cheer.
Listen to my podcast.
Come on, have at it. I love you.
Love
Merry
you.
Christmas. I'm glad you were with
Great
us
to
today.
see you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, sweetie. Genevieve Joy. Well, we have actually entered into our 4th and 5th